Hey everybody, we're the Bayou Boys. I'm Boudreaux.
And I'm Thibodeau. And there's three things that we love doing: eating boudin, eating crawfish, and watching WGS-TV.
You have warped your way into another episode of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. I am the WrestleGamer, Billy Boudreaux. This is going to be the NXT review for the week of April 22nd, 2015. Opening match this week would be Finn Balor and Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger really just kind of demoted almost into CJ Parker status, because almost every time we see him, he's pretty much just become the Steve Lombardi of NXT. As anytime we've been seeing him, he's always been on the losing effort. But Finn Balor would still make him look good in this match, because Finn Balor kind of has that Dolph Ziggler trait to him, that he can take anybody and have a good match with them, and that's exactly what he did with Ty Dillinger. Balor would end up hitting the Coupe de Gras on Dillinger to pick up the win. Following that, we would have a number one contenders match: Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Bayley. My number one goal, my current dream right now, and hopefully I'm hoping one day I can make it true, is to get a hug from Bayley. I mean, who wouldn't want a hug from Bayley? You know, the NXT divas, and I have to agree with the crowd. What the crowd said during the show, especially during this match, that they were better than the WWE divas. As somebody is messaging me on Facebook, I do apologize about that. I gotta say this: I was very impressed with this match. Now, what would happen with this match? Charlotte would lock in the figure eight, which is her version of the figure four, with the bridge on Bayley, and Becky Lynch just came from out of nowhere, pinned Bayley while she was trapped in the figure eight submission hold, and Becky Lynch ends up picking up the win, I should say, becoming the new number one contender. So it should make this little confrontation now, this championship, very, very interesting between Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, the former BFFs. And if Sasha could have a good feud with Charlotte, I'm pretty sure she can have a good feud with Becky Lynch. And it'll be something to see. It'll be something to see. Now, it wasn't too long ago that we saw CJ Parker actually announce on his Twitter that he asked for his release from NXT and have it granted. Now, I'm not sure as to how, like, when the tapings will catch up to CJ Parker's announcement, because we saw him announce it about 2 weeks ago, and then so in the past 2 weeks we've seen CJ Parker on NXT. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly when will the tapings catch up to the live Twitter feed. You know, will it be another week or so, or 2 weeks, until the tapings catch up to what CJ Parker announced on his Twitter? But thinking of that, he would take on Hideo Itami. Good match. Itami would end up hitting the what they call the shotgun kick on Parker to pick up the win. Following that, Rhyno would Gore, some local guy. Whenever, let me point something out to you guys, if you haven't picked this up yet. Whenever NXT doesn't announce who the opponent is, regardless if it's like Finn Balor or Rhyno or Baron Corbin or Bull Dempsey, whenever they don't announce their opponent, then we already automatically know that the guy's going to get smashed. And that's exactly what happened with this matchup with Rhyno. Rhyno would Gore this guy. We don't even know what his name is, and Rhyno would pick up the win. So basically what this was is a time filler match. That's exactly what it was. And it filled about a minute at best. But we would get now to the main event, the second confrontation between Alex Riley and Kevin Owens. Would this go any different from what they did before WrestleMania No, it did not. Now, but the key thing to remember about what happened last night between these two guys is what happened after the match. Now, once again, after Kevin Owens picks up the win over Alex Riley with the pop-up powerbomb, Owens takes Riley to the outside and once again attempts to powerbomb him against the ring apron like he did Sami Zayn back at NXT TakeOver in February. But speaking of Sami Zayn, he would make the save in this and have just a confrontation between these two guys was really, really good, which would so they're really starting to rebuild this feud now with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And one thing I got to say, the thing I loved about the confrontation after the match was that suicide dive off the top rope onto Kevin Owens and other members of the NXT locker room that were there trying to break him up. That was almost ECW-esque. You know, something you normally would see out of Kid Cash or Nova. And Sami Zayn pulled it off beautifully. And Kevin Owens was in retreat, and that's how they pretty much ended NXT this week. So I'm really interested to see where they go next now with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and when the rematch will take place. It is my understanding, if I remember correctly, that there is supposed to be another takeover show. Some schedule for. Now I'm taking a guess here, but possibly within the next month or so, we'll see another NXT takeover event. And so far, the first three have been magnificent. Overall score in NXT this week is going to be a 4 out of 5. Really can't say anything bad about NXT this week. It was actually a really good show. Best match of the night, I'm going to give it to the NXT Divas. Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Prime example. When you give talented divas like Charlotte, like Becky Lynch, like Bayley, an equal chance to not only work a good match, but to captivate the crowd. And that's exactly what they did. And they put the main roster divas to shame. And it's really not the main roster divas' fault. Fault lies, in my mind, with Vince McMahon. Because Vince McMahon will not give divas on the main roster their fair shake to put on good matches. Hence the hashtag that's been going on since before WrestleMania, give divas a chance. If Vince McMahon would do that, we could see NXT quality matches on the main roster. And like I've said before, your female talent, giving them fair shake and giving them an equal opportunity to work good matches cannot hurt your product. It will improve your product. And I just pray for the day that Vince McMahon will open up his eyes and realize that. Because what he's doing right now with the main roster divas is, to me, insulting. Thinking that they can only be eye candy when they can be so much more. And again, my 3 prime examples. The 3 prime examples are Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Charlotte. Anyway, guys and gals, I don't have a worst pick of the week, worst match of the night, because again, NXT has always been the saving grace. So on that note, what I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on NXT this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT this week? I definitely want to know what you guys out there have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. WGS-TV is on social media, facebook.com/WGS-TV, on Twitter @TheWrestleGamer, and Instagram @TheWrestleGamer. So be sure you check us out on social media. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer for more content like this and all of my Let's Plays, which can be seen in the annotations at the end of this video, and the links will be in the description box below. So with that being said, I'm the WrestleGamer. Double B Bully Bujo saying, we'll see ya at the next Warp Zone is your master.
スレちゃんはご主人様だっつ。スレちゃんはスレちゃんなんです。だから
Yeah.